Welcome. In this playthrough of Marvel Champions a card game, we have Spider-Man teaming up with Venom to take on an expert campaign using the Rise of the Red Skull. So as of my recording, it is March 21st, and I'm still anxiously awaiting the Spider-Verse expansion, so I'm going to team up Spider-Man and Venom. First, we'll get into our setup for Scenario 1 of the Rise of the Red Skull, going up against Crossbones. So setting up as normal, we are using the Hydra Patrol, Weapon Master, and Legions of Hydra, along with creating an experimental weapons deck, which will shuffle up when I get set up for playthrough here. When we reveal this one up, we've got a threshold of 6 with 2 players, and when revealed, reveal the top card of the experimental weapons deck. And Crossbones is starting with a scheme of 2, attack of 2, and while he has a weapon attachment, his attacks gain piercing. When revealed, search the encounter deck and discard pile for the Crossbones machine gun and attach it to Crossbones, and then shuffle the encounter deck. It starts with 28 health. His machine gun attached to Crossbones is getting 2 ammo counters per player. Forced to interrupt when Crossbones attacks you, remove an ammo counter from this card and discard the top card of the encounter deck. Take indirect damage equal to the number of boost icons on the discarded card. For our heroes, we've got Spider-Man going with Justice and Venom going with Aggression. So Spider-Man starts with a thwart of 1, attack of 2, 3 defense. Spider Sense as an interrupt when the villain initiates an attack against you, draw a card. Hand size of 5 and 10 health. On his other side, he's got a recovery of 3, a Scientist as a resource generate a mental resource, and a hand size of 6. For the Justice cards, we have 2 Power of Justice, then 3 for Justice, then I'm going with 3 One Way or Another. Under Surveillance, Counterintelligence, and Spycraft, and Allies Wiccan, Wraith, Quasar, Quake, Arrows, and Agent Coulson. And for basic cards, we have our 3 resources, Quinn Carrier, Nick Fury, a sidearm, first aid, and an endurance. Then for Venom, it's got a thwart of 1, attack of 2, defense of 2. You can control 1 additional upgrade that has the restricted keyword. And he's Symbiotic Bond as a resource, taking damage to generate a wild resource. Hand size of 5, hit points of 12. Alter Ego, recovery of 4. He can still control an additional upgrade with a restricted keyword. And Armed and Ready for setup, discard cards from the top of your deck until you discard a weapon upgrade, then add that card to your hand and a hand size of 6 on that side. Going with 2 Power of Aggressions, 3 Relentless Assaults, 3 Mean Swings, 3 Fusillades, Energy Spear, Hall of Heroes, Valkyrie, Throg, Thor, Spider-Girl, Marvel Boy, Bug, and Tigra. And then our basic cards, we've got our 3 resources, a Helicarrier, and an Endurance. So finishing our setup, in addition to playing Expert Mode, we are playing Expert Campaign. So we've got some additional things going on, which is mainly going to be carrying our health over from scenario to scenario. So shuffle up our encounter deck here. Then we'll get started on our heroes. So we've got that shuffled up. Then our experimental weapon that's coming into play. We'll get these shuffled. And starting with experimental weapon. Attach villain gains retaliate 1. As a hero action, spend an energy and mental resource to discard that. Then for Peter Parker, getting 6 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Black Cat, Counterintelligence, Power of Justice, a Webbed Up, a Swinging Web Kick, and One Way or Another. I'm going to keep those 3. No, Webbed Up would have been good a bit. Web Shooter, Swinging Web Kick, and Enhanced Spider Sense. And for Flash Thompson, see what he starts with here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Fusillade, Savage Attack, Spider Sense. We're just going to keep an ally. Drawing 5 more. Relentless Assaults times 2. Got a pistol, multi-gun, and locked and loaded. Then we're going to discard until we find our other pistol. Project Rebirth. This could be a while. So it is a downside to the way I have the deck, but for me, I think it's worth it. Might have a second opinion here shortly. Found it. It's all good though. All right, so for our free resource there, we're going to use that to bring in a web shooter. Gets 3 counters on it. Hero resource exhausted to generate a wild resource. And we'll go ahead and flip over. Hero action, search the encounter deck for a side scheme, reveal that scheme, and draw 3 cards. All right, we're going to go with Cornered Staff. And shuffle these up. So with that one, when revealed, discard 1 per player cards from the top of the encounter deck. Place an additional threat here for each boost icon on cards discarded this way. And that is going to be 2 more, so it's getting 5 threat on it. We get to draw 3 more cards into a backflip, Nick Fury, and a Power of Justice. We're going to use a web shooter to help bring in Nick Fury. Fortitude, attack for 2/3 health, and we get to choose one of these other options, and we're going to draw 3 cards. Genius, Webbed Up, and a Swinging Web Kick. I'm going to bring in Black Cat, 4/1, attack 1, but no consequential damage. 2 health. After you play Black Cat, discard the top 2 cards of your deck. Add each card with the printed mental resource discarded this way into your hand. We've got 1 mental there. And we're going to spend all these for Webbed Up. Hero form only, attached to an enemy, max 1 per enemy. Force interrupt when attached enemy would attack. Discard Webbed Up instead, then stun that enemy. And we're going to thwart for 2. Attack for 2. Down to 26. Get retaliated on. And thwart for 1. And for some reason I threw that in the discard pile. So flip it over. Bring in a multi-gun. It's a hero action, exhausted. Choose one of the following. Deal 2 damage to an enemy. Choose a player, deal damage to each minion engaged with that player, or remove 2 threat from the scheme. We're going to remove 2 threat. Then we're going to bring in one of our pistols. When you use one of his basic powers, exhaust the pistol, it gets +1 to that power for this use. Then we're going to take a damage to create a resource. To bring in our other pistol and attack for 4. Down to 22. Get retaliated on and end her turn. Then we're going to draw a card, get an encounter card, and shuffle. And 4 more cards coming. One, 2, 3, 4. Marvel Boy, Strength, Relentless Assault, and a Helicarrier. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Quasar, Spider Tracer ×2, Wiccan, and a Quake. All right, start a turn, getting a threat per player. Then he's going to go to attack, lose Webbed Up to get stunned, and then go to attack again and lose stunned. So that never triggers. Then get some encounter cards. Choose to either take 2 damage or place a threat on the main scheme. We'll take 2 damage down to 7. Then surge and reveal the top card of the encounter deck. Madam Hydra cannot take damage while Legions of Hydra's side scheme is in play. Force response. After Madam Hydra schemes or attacks, place 2 threat on the Legions of Hydra's side scheme. Then the villain attacks you. And we're going to have Nick Fury defend. So when he attacks you, before we got the defender, we're going to take 2 damage down to 8. Nick is defending, base 2. Give the villain a tough status card. If you cannot, 3 damage. And we discard one of those. And Nick is out. Then we get Crossbones Assault. When defeated, Crossbones activates against the player who defeated this scheme and gets 4 threat on that. And we pass first player. So we're going to bring in Marvel Boy. Scheme of 0, attack of 2, 2 health. When he attacks, spend a physical resource. This attack gains piercing and ranged. So he's going to attack Crossbones, pitching a physical resource. Get rid of tough and 2 damage. And that retaliates a problem. Let me see if there's a better way to do that. Yeah, before we make that attack, we're going to have Spider-Man as a hero action, spend an energy and a mental resource to get rid of the energy shield. Then have him attack to do his thing. Then we're going to Relentless Assault to deal 5 damage to a minion. Then Multi-Gun to remove 2 threat. Actually, instead of doing that, we're going to Multi-Gun to get rid of the Hydra Bomber. Then we're going to Thwart for 3. Then over here, Black Cat attacks, no consequential damage. Going to use a Web Shooter to help pay to bring in Quasar. After he enters play, remove a threat from each scheme in play. When defeated, Crossbones activates against the player who defeated this scheme. So activating here is going to allow us to draw a card for Justice. We're going to take damage from the gun, taking 1, down to 6. Then we're going to defend. So 1, 2, 3, 4 damage. We block 3, taking 1. Then we're going to thwart for 1. And end our turn. Question is, did I want to flip over before I did that? Nope, we're going to stay like that. Keep for Justice. We've got Wraith, Web Shooter, one way or another, and a sidearm. Over here, Spider-Girl, Endurance, a Bug, Relentless Assault, and an Energy Spear. So 2 threat. Getting attacked over here. Marvel Boy defends. We're going to get shot with the gun first for 3 indirect damage. Down to 5. He's defending. If this card resolves during an undefended attack, discard a support you control. It is defended. Then attacking over here, we get to draw a card for Justice. Then we get shot for 2. We're going to put 1 there and 1 on us. Then have Quasar defend. And that finished this off for 1, 2, 3 damage. And counter cards. Eviction Notice. We give to Peter Parker. He may flip to Alter Ego. We will. And Exhaust to remove this from the game. And over here, give the villain a tough status card. If you cannot, heal 3 damage. And pass first player. All right. Use his resource to bring in a Web Shooter. And guess we're going to flip over. Bring in Wraith. 4-1, attack 3, 3 health. When a boost card is turned face up, exhaust him, deal a damage to him to cancel that card's boost effect. We're going to use one of the web shooters to bring in a sidearm attached to an ally. The ally gets +1 attack and it gains the ranged trait. Put that on Black Cat. Attacking for 2, gets rid of tough. Wraith is going to swing for 3, down to 17. Over here, we're going to remove 2 threat. Bring in Bug. So hero response, after hero makes a basic attack, heal 1 damage from Bug. Then we're going to bring in an energy spear attached to a guardian ally, which he is. Ally gets +2 attack and it gains piercing. Then we're going to attack for 3. Down to 14. And we're going to flip over and recover up to 9. And end her turn. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Fusillade, a mean swing, behind enemy lines, tendrils, energy, and a savage attack. And over here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Coulson, Aunt May, energy, endurance, and a Quinn carrier. So 2 threat. Attacking over here, we draw a card under surveillance. Wraith is going to defend for 1, 2, 5. Scheming over here for base 2, 3, 4, which is just enough to trigger that. So the Infinity Stone, when revealed, reveal the top card of the experimental weapons deck, and it gets 1 threat per player on it. And that brings out a laser rifle attached to the villain. When he attacks, the attack gains range, so retaliate against this isn't going to work. Hero action, spend an energy and physical to discard it and +1 attack. Then encounter cards. Insight 1. Discard cards from the top of the encounter deck till a weapon attachment's discarded and reveal that card. Eventually we might find one. There we go, he found a knife. This attacks gain piercing, spend a mental and physical to discard it, another +1 attack. And a Hydra Soldier, scheme of 1, attack of 2, 4 health, guard, and when defeated, gets an encounter card. All right, we're going to recover for 4. Go up to 12. Go ahead and flip over. We're going to do a Savage Attack, deal 5 damage to an enemy. If you paid for this card using only energy resources, the attack gains Overkill. Soaks up 4, 1 goes through. And defeated, we get an encounter card. Use the gun to remove 2 threat. So hero action, we're going to spend a mental and a physical to get rid of the combat knife. Then we're going to spend a physical, take a damage as a resource to create the energy to get rid of the laser rifle. Then over here, Black Cat attacks for 2, down to 11. We're going to bring in the Quinn Carrier. We're an Avenger. It's a resource, exhaust it to generate a wild. Then we'll go ahead and do that along with a web shooter for under surveillance. Attach to the main scheme, increase the target threat value by 4. Then we're going to thwart for 1. Flip over, use that resource to bring in Aunt May. It's an alter ego action, exhaust her to heal 4 damage from Peter Parker, up to 8. And end her turn. Go ahead and keep Fusillade over here and Agent Coulson on this side. So 5 more cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Spycraft, First Aid, Backflip, Arrows, and Strength. And over here, Spider Sense, Grasping Tendrils, Valkyrie, and a Savage Attack. So 2 threats. Attacking over here. This is once per phase. We're going to take a damage to create a resource, make it physical. When the villain initiates an attack against you, cancel that attack. If you paid for this card using only physical resources, stun the villain. Then scheming over here for base 2, 3. And counter cards. We're in hero form. The villain attacks you. If they have a weapon attachment, this card gains surge. Does not. So stun goes away. Then Hydra Flame Soldier. Scheme of 1, attack of 1, 4 health. After he makes an undefended attack against you, discard a support you control. And over here, Quick Strike. We're in alter ego form, so not attacking. Scheme of 0, attack for 2, 3 health. And pass first player. Aunt May's going to start by healing us, taking us up to 10. Flip on over. We are going to bring in arrows. With those, after you play them from your hand, confuse a minion for each mental resource you use to pay for him. And thwart for 2. And we're going to bring in Agent Coulson. During his play, search your deck and discard pile for a preparation card and add it to your hand and shuffle our deck. We don't need to shuffle our deck. Bring in Spycraft back out. Play only if you're a spy character. We use the Quinn Carrier to bring this out. When you reveal an encounter card, discard Spycraft, cancel the effects of that card and discard it, then reveal another card from the encounter deck. And he's going to thwart for 2. And Black Cat's going to attack for 2 over here. Spider-Man attacks for 2. Over here, we're going to take a damage to create a resource. It's going to be energy. After Valkyrie enters play, deal 3 damage to a minion if we paid using an energy resource, which we did. She also has thwart of 1 and an attack of 2. And that 3 is going to take him out. Then attacking for 2, down to 9. Then we're going to attack for 1, 2, 3, 4, down to 5, which heals here. Attack for 3, down to 2 health, and multi-gun for 2 more to finish him off. So next version, Scheme of 2, attack of 3. When revealed, reveal the top card of the experimental weapons deck and 16 health per player. So up to 32. Found an exosuit. +1 scheme, +1 attack to the villain. Discard 1 of each resource to discard it. And that's going to end her turn. All right, so we're going to draw a card, get in a counter card, and then 4 more cards coming. One, two, three, 4. Web Kick, Spider Tracer, Power of Justice, and Energy. Over here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Run and Gun, Throg, Power of Aggression, Run and Gun, and a Fusillade. So we get 2 threats. Attacked over here, we draw a card. Arrows is going to defend for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And that's going to get us an acceleration token. And then Venom is getting attacked. And I think he's just going to take it. So 4, 5, 6 damage down to 3. Deal out some encounter cards. Hydra Soldier, Schema 1, attack for 2, 4 health. When defeated, gets an encounter card. Insight 1, let's see. When this card is revealed, when revealed, discard cards from the top of the encounter deck until a weapon attachment discarded and reveal. So the Insight. And that's armor. Got his combat knife. And over here, each Hydra minion engaged with a hero makes an attack against that hero. Each player who was not attacked this way searches encounter deck and discard pile for a Hydra minion. What we're going to do is it's when a treachery card is revealed from the encounter deck, cancel its when revealed effects. And then pass player. All right, we're going to bring out Throg. Thwart 1, attack with 2 and 2 health. After he enters play, give him a tough status if we're engaged with a minion. We are not. So attacking for 2 there. Then attacking for 2 more. In the same spot. Gets an encounter card. We're going to attack for 4. Down to 28. Then remove 2 threat. Then take a damage to create a resource for a run and gun, ready venom, and each weapon upgrade you control. Then, since we attacked, we healed Bug. Use that to remove 2 more threat. Bug's going to attack for 3. Down to 25. Then we're going to flip over and heal for 4, up to 6 health. Then over here, swinging web kick to deal 8 damage to an enemy. Down to 17. Then attack for 2, down to 15. Attack for 2 more, down to 13. Let's see, Coulson will attack for 1. Down to 12. We're going to use all these to generate 1 of each resource to get rid of the exosuit. And ender turn. We'll keep endurance. Webbed up, swinging web kick, counter intelligence, and another webbed up. Over here, relentless assault, project rebirth, behind enemy lines, run and gun, mean swing, and Thor. 3 threat. Scheming over here for 2, 3, 4. Attacking over here, we draw a card into Wraith. Agent Coulson's going to defend a base 4, 5, 6. And counter cards. Full auto. We're an alter ego, so this gets Surge. Then alter ego, Surge. Then Hydra Jet Trooper with quick strike, but not attacking. When defeated, Crossbones activates against a player who defeated the scheme, so 4 threat on that. And a Hydra Flame Soldier. And pass first player. All right, Web Kick for 8. Down to 4 health. Black Cat attacks for 2, down to 2 health. Then we're going to play an Endurance. Play under any player's control to give him +3 health, so up to 9. And attack for 2. And over here, we're going to bring in Project Rebirth. It's an alter ego action. Choose to either draw a card or heal 3 damage from Flash. We're going to heal 3 up to 12. And flip on over. Attack for 4. Which heals the Bug. Bug will attack for 3. And multi-gun for 2 damage, finishing off Crossbones. And if needed, we had a run and gun to ready and attack some more. So Venom and Spider-Man took on Crossbones. We are both still at full health. So with that, victory, each player chooses one of the tech upgrades from the Hydra campaign set. Record the name of each experimental attachment. And for expert mode, record our remaining hit points, but we're both at max health. So our experimental weapons are all 3 except the power gauntlets. So we had the energy shield, an exosuit, and a rifle somewhere. I think. Yep, laser rifle. So get to choose between a laser cannon, adrenal stems, a tactical scanner, and emergency teleporter. I'm going to take the laser cannon for Venom. Hero action, discard this card and remove it from the campaign log. Deal 5 damage to the villain and each enemy engaged with you. And then for Spider-Man, we're going to give him some stems. Hero action, discard this card, remove it from the campaign log. Ready your hero and heal 5 damage from him. Our other options, remove from the campaign to draw 5 cards, which might be good too. Search your deck and discard pile for an ally, put it into play and give it a tough status. Maybe we'll go with the tactical scanner, drawing 5 cards. So that's it for scenario 1. Next, we'll be going up against Absorbing Man. So as always, hope you enjoyed this playthrough. So please click on the like button below and be sure to subscribe. Thanks for watching.